Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and you're watching the final episode of the Demonology Warlock series. No, we haven't hit 3000 RIO, but we're ending it nonetheless, since with today's run of Domonology, better known as the Danny Dungeon, we'll be clearing the last plus 10 key of this season, and that is the new goal for this and other series I'll be striving for in the future. I had suggested this at the beginning of the previous episode, and there was overwhelming support for this change, of course, as people wanted me to have fun, not burn out, and also stop whining. So what's next? Well, we have a mega series coming called All Tanks, All Tens, where I take each tank spec and go from a new character to doing all tens. If you're watching this video on the day it went live, I'm actually streaming the leveling of the first character of this mega series, so tune in and hang out if you want. We're live both on Twitch and YouTube. As I record this intro, I have no idea which tank it is, as the poll for it hasn't ended yet, and I want to keep it a surprise for myself as well. Without further waffling, here's live commentary Vlad from yesterday's stream.
3, 2, 1.
Great start. We're back in the Danny dungeon on a plus 10, the last dungeon we need to do to finish off the newly adjusted Piss Missile Demonology Warlock challenge for season 3. Let's get started here. Tank is opting for a usual pull that's kind of become the norm here. We're going to just continue ramping here because I've already started casting things. I guess I can spare a couple of interrupts and curses. And we need to send Tyrant right now, otherwise we're not going to get anything. We have one single imp being empowered by the Tyrant. Not great, but at least these mobs are cursed and, you know, much like this character, it kind of works out. Very good pull right here at the start. Kind of happy with that. We're going to implode what we have after the Tyrant expires because we have everything ready to go for that implode. We're going to go ahead and death coil this. It's going to ungroup it. We're going to stun it afterwards with our interrupt. It looks like it's immune to stuns at this point because people have spammed it with stuns, and then we're going to kill it. We don't want those mites to cast too many gorges. That's why I decided to, in the middle of my ramp, just curse them, because it'll just help us. We don't want to die to them. It would really suck if we died to them. We're going to pull all of this. I'm curious whether the tank wants to pull the group upstairs or not. It does look like he wants to. We're going to just switch to focusing on those as best we can. We're going to send in an implode here, even though we have a Tyrant coming up, because all of those imps were just about to die. We're going to build up some more imps while waiting for, what are these called? For Charles the Charhound and the Dreadstalkers. Let's send in the Dreadstalkers. Charles the Charhound and the Dreadstalkers sounds like an indie jazz band. We're going to go ahead and summon in Charles now, and we have a good Tyrant right here. We're going to tell Steve to spin for the AoE, and we're going to try and make use of our macro for Demon bolts, so that we can spread that out and try and get some more AoE out of that, as well as just more value from the whatchamacallits, from the Doom Guards being summoned in. There we go. A couple of those going out. Just want to make sure I don't overcap too much. And we have a good opportunity to implode as is being told to us by our WeakAuras for implosion actually glowing. So that's wonderful. That's a recent adjustment, which I should have done a lot sooner. But considering the series is ending, I guess it has limited use to us now. We can just use it for these last few dungeons that I've been doing on the stream. We're ready to move on into the first boss. I would love it if I could get out of combat today at some point. That would be really, really nice because I'd like to also participate in this. Steve just straight up got dismissed. Steve is just gone. We're gonna have to resummon him, so that's a waste of a soul shard right there, but it's whatever. What a weird interaction here. I have no imps, no nothing. I guess we're gonna send it on 3 imps. Whatever, man. That was weird as hell. Why did Steve get dismissed there? I don't understand. Steve, why did you leave me? I don't know, boss. Blizzard's been really crapping out lately. Whatever, man. It's coming out of your paycheck. You're gonna have to go push up a key for these guys if you brick it now. But I don't think we'll be bricking anything because these guys are blasting even if I'm not. So they'll have to cut, pull for, they're gonna have to pick up my slack. That's the phrasing I was looking for. There, I figured it out, guys. It's good. It's all fine. Okay, I'm going to skedaddle over here. We're gonna drop a demonic circle teleport here, and we're gonna try and stop these guys. I'm gonna stun them. I'm gonna use my teleport, and I'm gonna keep DPSing these guys. I need them dead as soon as possible. Bounce back comes in. We're gonna send in Dreadstalkers. They take care of it. Touch balls command comes in, which means we need to go touch each other's balls. That is what you do in the War Within with the new affixes. It's amazing. Actually, that's a season 2 affix, so it's just 2 seasons that we've been touching each other's balls, but it feels like it's been forever. Okay, quick Dreadstalkers into Tyrant. Tyrant manages to extend Charles 2 shard kind of gold on. Not exactly great, but it'll do the trick, and we're still gaming. Picking up the slack a little bit on the DPS here with the second Tyrant. That's kind of coming in handy. Still not too happy with how my DPS is doing. Okay, let's try and drop that roughly about here in case the second set of mobs spawns in over there, because these supposedly slow the mobs. Yeah, see, if it spawns there, we might have a chance of using it to slow the mobs that come in from the intermission. But honestly, with how the boss is looking right now, I don't think it's living to an intermission. We're just gonna kill it before it even does that, which is wonderful. The first intermission was really good because we had 0 of the little shits actually reach it into the boss's mouth. If people in front of me could actually stop, there we go, we actually managed to collect all that. Wonderful, well done. The person all the way in the front to recognize that they need to stop running if we're gonna collect all the orbs and buff ourselves up. It kind of works out that it took them a second, because that way we get the buff for longer. We have absolutely everything ready. I'm gonna have to just move out of there if I don't want to get killed by that. And we need 1 more shard for this guy. Let's summon in some imps, and boom, there we go. That's not many imps, but I don't really care. They'll get the job done, I assure you. We managed to get some curses in before we started the pull out as well. Onto these casters marked with purple health bars. Our shaman has gone down. I'm not sure what to. Maybe to standing in some poo-poo. You never know. The poo-poo is very pervasive. Persuasive? Is it persuasive? Pervasive, I think, is the word I was looking for. At this point, I'm not sure anymore because I'm kind of fried. I've been streaming for a while now, trying to record this during the stream. Hello, chat. I recognize you. I see you chatting. I am curious to see what we pull next. We're going for a Sentinel. Sentinels give 2.16%, so I kind of get it. They're not horrifically bad. I would prefer to fight just about anything over the Sentinels in here. Maybe not the gigantic Shaikolud guy. That part can go away. I'm cool without that one. Just barely, maybe. Yes, we are going to extend Charles the Charhound with our Tyrant. That is wonderful. Sentinel has Shattered Core active, which means we're going to start getting these little zones on the ground that are going to prevent us from just standing still and casting. We have some implosions ready. Hopefully the Sentinel will go down soon so that these zones underneath us stop spawning in. I'm trying my best to give it a little bit more of a love tap. We're stacking all the way here in the corner, or like up against the wall, so that these Runestalkers don't actually move as much. Well, the reason I'm standing where I'm standing is they will teleport to you and behind you and then dash through you to where they were previously. So if you stand in a way where if they teleport through you and run through you, they go into the wall, that's kind of ideal. So if everyone was stacking on me, this would have been a little bit quicker because these guys wouldn't go all over the place, but it's a little annoying to try to coordinate that in a PUG, and also just in general. Being aware of your positioning is not a World of Warcraft player's forte, as it were. So yes, we're going to go ahead and use one of these. Okay, this seems to be where we're stopping. I thought we would pull more. We're going to Curse of Tongues the Ritualist, send in Mike, try to summon at least a few more imps, and then send the Tyrant, and that's going to be it. There we go. Very poor Tyrants this run, and not many great hordes of imps being empowered by them, but they still get the job done. And I should probably have a target if I wish to cast abilities at it. That's one thing I hate about range, is that if you mash your buttons to cast abilities, you just will not be able to actually send the whatchamacallit. It won't target something for you. If you're melee and you hit a melee ability, it's just straight up gonna start hitting something, right? So that's kind of cool. Let's curse these casters. Curse the casters. First Stalker has been put on focus. All right, we're waiting for these guys to get back here. We're gonna interrupt that one. Big stun goes out, hits this one. Hopefully somebody picks up the tab on that interrupt I just delayed. Another stun goes out, and finally we get some more CC on it. I don't know about this one, Chief. Would prefer to just interrupt it, but it's okay. We have our Tyrant coming in here in a second. We're going to go ahead and try and build up our hounds. So Dreadstalkers and Charles the Charhound go out, and now we can Tyrant with maybe a few more imps. I have time for imps. I would love it if people actually picked up these, and let's send in the Tyrant now. That's perfect. That I think works quite well. Perfect. They actually teleported to me. Look at that. They didn't teleport too far, and they dash into the wall here. The tank is definitely trying to set it up so that they dash into walls. He's keeping his back to a wall all the time, so we're trying our best to keep them stacked, but these are just really annoying mobs, and not the entirety of the group is positioning in a very good way, but that works out. All right, ready to pull another sentinel because those are fun. Blizzard made sure that we pull at least 15 of them per dungeon. Try to move out of the way of that frontal that the tank pointed towards us, but that's okay. We have a tyrant coming up, but we don't have Charles the Charhound up. Oh my god, this is scary. This is real scary. We gotta touch balls here. Touch balls call goes out. I'm gonna death coil this guy because I'm tired of them dashing around. Yeah, that's right. Run around in circles, idiot. There we go. The boss is coming in because I think he starts spawning in while after you kill the sentinel or this group that's in front. These are maybe some mobs that still are living from okay, we're going trash first. I would have hoped to run to pull the boss first because that would let us use the bloodlust sooner and maybe have it again later in the dungeon, but maybe it works out anyway, right? Maybe it works out anyway. Let's try and get some of these doom thingies out. The demon bolts, that's the word. The doom thingies. Yes, that is what we use here. Doom thingies. Okay, would someone actually like to interrupt that? Good job. There we go. Nice. I don't know, man. People spam CC. It feels a little like it's a little bit of anxiety for me. We're gonna now spam CC and join our group because our interrupt takes 2.5 hours to come off cooldown. So I can't really participate, which that's going to be interesting. But maybe I play a holy paladin. What? Holy? A red? Or not? No, not red either. Prot paladin soon, and then I have interrupts out the wazoo. We're gonna see what the poll ends up being and winning, and what ends up winning the poll. We need the poo. What are we doing here? We're pulling some more trash because we know that this dungeon requires a lot of trash. Let's try and send in Mike's, which is Steve's cousin, if you didn't know. Steve and Mike go way back, and we're gonna tyrant everything. We have an interrupt available. We're gonna go ahead and use it. This guy's gonna get death coiled because I don't want that arcing zap to go through and kill someone. Arcing zap hurts like a mother trucker, son of a biscuit. There's a ruin stalker remaining as per usual because they like to just get away from everyone and you know, not get hit by all the AoE. So they're going to be remaining even though they don't have much more health than any other mob in here. They just, you know, like to get away from you and then you can't hit them. The importance of grouping mobs properly on display. All right, let's see if we can get a good burn on this guy. We're going to try and build up some imps for the inevitable moment where we have a tyrant. Now with my luck, oh please don't run on top of me so I don't get the dot. Thank you for not putting the dot on me. Okay, we have a tyrant coming up soon, but the issue is we no longer have Charles the Charhound summoned in, so we have to wait until we have Charles, which is soon. Charles is coming up. We send out the Dreadstalkers. We're going to build up some more imps because we have time before we have to extend the Dreadstalkers and whatnot. Arcane Blitz is starting, which means there's an immune phase, so we're not going to summon in the Tyrant and waste it. We're trying to avoid these lines and build up imps in the meantime. There's no reason for me to get anywhere near unless I have one of the lines, because I'm just going to end up getting hit by other people's lines and take damage for no reason. Because those lines put a dot on you. Is there one on me? There isn't. I just get to sit here and farm imps, bro. It's amazing. All right, Charles the Charhound goes out. Bloodlust goes out during the damage amp. We have a bunch of imps. Let's send in the Tyrant. Mike is not ready quite just yet, but we're going to send him in afterwards because a little bit of Mike damage goes a long way during the damage amp, and that is the damage amp done and dusted. Not bad, not my best work, but my damage, my single target damage is not exactly burst, so I kind of just need to hope that I can have my full Tyrant imps and everything blasting in the middle of all of it. I should try and get a little bit closer, but I really didn't want to put the javelin dot on anyone else. I'm going to use a defensive while I'm standing in here, and I'm trying to kill the javelin as quickly as possible. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, 4 demonic cores active, which means I can mash the bejesus out of these demon bolts, which is good. Prefer that over the shadow bolts that I have nerfed in the recent time because I've gotten out of the Sargerai technique, as I've been suggested to drop that and get the fast Healthstone thing, so I can make those more quickly. And I'm also opted to get a talent that drops the CDR or gives you CDR for when you take a bunch of damage. You get a bit of CDR on your defensive, which is nice. Rift Claws going out. Tank not even feeling it. Love to see it. Blitz coming in. We didn't manage to outburn the intermission. We're gonna have to just sit here and wait. The second one goes through and third one goes through. There we go. Someone got hit twice, but that's on them for not moving sooner. I don't have it this time around, so I'm not going to step closer. We're again just looking to build imps. There we go. We managed to 2-phase it or 2-charge it, and that means all 6 of them hit. I'm not going to send Tyrant here because the boss is almost dead. We're just about ready to move on to the next group. Let's see if the tank pulls more mobs in here. Wouldn't shock me. It's a lot easier percent than the upcoming pack speakers, but I think the tank is convinced we have enough percent from this room, so he's moving on to this area. We're skipping the first pack speaker, always good to see. We're pulling these ritualists. Let's see where he goes with them. He goes into a pack speaker into this next pack. We're going to go ahead and curse all of these casters so their casts are slower. It looks like somebody's pet or something is getting hit in the background. I'm going to use a defensive here because there's an erratic ritual going off. We're going to build up some more imps. I think I can get maybe one more set of imps out, and then we're going to Tyrant. Big Tyrant comes in right now. Yeah, we have Mike, we have everything. We're popping off right now. We're going to death coil this guy because I don't want to have to worry about him hitting someone in front of us. The erratic spirit comes out, which means we're going to immediately obliterate it as best we can. And we're in a good spot. There is a mini Shai-Hulud over there. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just worried about the big ones. I wonder, is these mini ones, is that the one they make this universe's like Shai-Hulud Venom out of? And if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, just go watch Dune, dude. It's worth it. The movie's great. The new one, not the old one. The old one is kind of because it's a bit too old to be enjoyed. But this is not the yappage I'm here for. Let's go ahead and use this. Hopefully nobody uses it backwards. I've seen that happen. This room apparently is wonderful percent. These guys give good percent in here, so I'm happy that we're pulling this. I can maybe get some more imps in. Let's get some more imps in. There we go. And then Tyrant right here near the end. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's make Steve spin with demonic strength. And maybe these guys are actually worth putting up curses on. Okay, there we go. Curses are up on all of them. The cast. Wonderful. That reduces the DPS they do to the group, which is always a good thing. I've been using curses a lot in this run and the previous run. The previous run being a +10 Halls of Atonement. This is the, I believe, first time that I've done a curse in a video. Let's see if we can curse the pack speaker. Looks like we can. He's not immune to it. He's immune to stuns, so I can actually kick him to move him into the group. Excuse me, I'm having some burps happen right there. That's always sexy. Erratic ritual is going out. We're going to go ahead and use a defensive, and let's see if we can send in Mike right before the Tyrant. I think it might be worth sending a Tyrant here, even though we don't have George, because we have Mike. George? What? We don't have, we always have a George. What we didn't have was we didn't have Charles. My apologies. Got the names crossed, the wires crossed in my head. Runestalker comes in and is getting absolutely blasted by Mike, and just in general by my spells apparently. Although I'm looking at the damage overall, we're not doing too poorly. We're standing right here. We may as well make use of this. It looks like nobody wants to. We put down a gate to where I thought we were going, but we did not go there, so we're going to move on. Ooh, our mage just got hit by one of those charges. Let's go ahead and see if we can curse everything. We have successfully cursed everything. I don't have any freaking soul shards. I was like, why can't I bring Charles in? Because you don't have soul shards, dumbass. Okay, let's do that. Quick implosion before we build up some more imps for our Tyrant. And to make this person touch our balls, because that is a mechanic in World of Warcraft. Yes, you heard me correctly. Made him touch my balls. And that was a good thing, and he probably thanks me for it, which is weird. That's a weird sentence to say. Good time to Tyrant. We have enough imps. 9 is perfectly fine. If you can't summon your own imps, store-bought are fine. And there we go. That's this group done and dusted. Tank still wants to pull some more over here. We're going to just slowly start cursing them up. We're moving all the way down there. I can do that. We're going to start cursing these guys. Keep that Curse of Tongues going. I got mad Curse of Tongues game. That's the kind of tongue that we're talking about here. Stop giggling. It's not that funny. Stop giggling. There we go. We have a pack speaker here. Should I hold Mike? You know what? Stop holding things. Just send it. Frickin' send it, lad. Send in the implosion as well. Why not? Screw him. And we switch to Spirit. Make sure that the pack speaker doesn't get much of a shield. He gets stunned and is taking extra damage, I believe, but I'm not 100% sure how that works. So if you kill the Spirit on time, you actually get a benefit from it. But if you don't kill the Spirit quickly, the pack speaker gets a big shield. So that's something to look out for. All right, we're almost done. Healer is doing a wonderful job keeping us all nice and healthy throughout this. Second pack speaker is ready to go. We're going to summon in a Tyrant and just go ham. We're going to curse and kick. Never mind. Overlap the kick with someone else. Doesn't matter. Maybe not the best Tyrant in the world, but I'm happy with it. because at least I'm using Tyrant on cooldown, and that's good, right? We can send in this Implode because it's empowered by the Tyrant. Even though we only have 3 targets, I still think it's worth it. Consume Spirit goes out, which means that our friend here will be getting a massive Absorb shield, so we do want to switch to the Spirit even though the back speaker's almost dead. We can finish him off now and be ready to move on to the last boss with percent ready. Gonna try and make people touch balls. I'm gonna put down a gate to go across if I need to, and let's get to blasting here. We have Bloodlust coming up in 2 minutes. I don't think... Aha! Look at this! Look at this! I knew! I felt it in my bones! Can I Curse of Tongues this boss? Let's just put it on and see if it does anything. Maybe it gives us more time to collect our things. Who knows? I'm not gonna send my Tyrant right now because I don't have pretty much anything ready to make the Tyrant worth it. Trying to run away from anyone that is still collecting their thing. We do have a bunch of imps. We do have a bunch of, well, we almost have Mike. Let's wait for Mike. Mike comes in, and then Tyrant on top of that. Boom. Absolutely massive. Just in time to have to move again. We now have a damage amp. We're going to go ahead and stop burning our feet. That's crazy. And we're going to use a self-heal here to make sure that we survive this. Oh, that was a really big Tyrant for me. That did some good damage. Eternal Weave comes through. We're going to go ahead and grab this. And we're going to grab the next one over here in a second. There it goes. We lost our healer. We're going to immediately cast our, whatchamacallits, or Soulstone, that's the word. Okay, I had to shut up for a second there to just focus up on what I was going to do next. All right, we got through this. Now it's back to dealing with some bullshit, which is these lines. Sometimes you just get a soul on the other side of the room and it sucks. But sometimes it's really good and nice like this, where it's just right next to you and you could just pick it up right away. I'm gonna use my Power Siphon, get some of these Demon Cores out, and I think it's a good time to Tyrant because we've got stuff. We don't have many imps, but we got other stuff, which is the doggos, of course. We're going to step away as far as we can here. We're going to use a defensive because this is going to deal some damage either way. And then we're going to try and burn the boss real good before he does another intermission. I don't think we can avoid another intermission. Sorry, I had to scratch my nose there, so I might have sounded a little bit different for a second. But what we can do is try. You can try and burn the boss real good. If other DPS has a bunch of cooldowns coming in, we could have a good time with it. Eternal Weave comes through. We have a interesting totem. Definitely interesting. I'm not sure if this is standing in the weave or not, so I'm just going to go ahead and... Yeah, there we go. And boom. Aldani has been timed almost a 2-star. Okay. I had to shut up for a second there just to collect all my ghosts, but this was wonderful. Awesome run. Great route. I'm going to hit them with the shill message. See you around. Boom. There we go. And let's Hearthstone out. Holy shit. We did it. We actually did it. We got all the 10s. There we go, guys. How'd you like the live commentary? 5 big booms for Piss Missile. That's a lot of booms. Goddamn. Liveception, double live commentary. And that's it for the Demonology Warlock series. I'm sorry for the lackluster finish at 2.6 instead of 3k, but I don't think anyone wants to hear me whine about pugs or being a caster for a few more weeks while I try to grind to 3k at the pace of a few dungeons per day, or less. A special thank you to Steve, George, Charles, and Mike for joining me on this journey. I couldn't have done it without you guys because Demonology kind of does need all of the demons. But that's pretty much it for this series. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and make sure you subscribe because there's a mega series of all tanks, all 10s coming soon. Include the word tank in your comment because that's what I'll be playing soon. If you do include tank in your comment, I'll be sure to heart it. But as always, thank you very much for watching and I'll catch you in all tanks, all 10s.